Hey, what's going on, everybody? On YouTube, Steve here, Raiken Profit, RaikenProfit.com. In this video, I want to share my story in terms of how I went from dead broke to having about $150,000 in net worth in about 4 or 5 years. And I want to give you guys 4 reasons why most people are broke, dead broke, not a dollar to their name. And, like I said, I went from nothing. I had $0 about 4 or 5 years ago. I was working at pizzerias and Cracker Barrel, and there was this gas station I worked at, Fast Freddy's, Toys R Us, living at home with my parents, and, 21, got in trouble with the law, and just all these crazy things were happening. I was hanging out with the wrong people, and I was just dead broke. And I want to share with you 4 things I've noticed about my previous self when I was dead broke. And even people that I know, family, friends, people I network with that are broke, I noticed that there's these 4 commonalities. So I want to break it down and share things with you. So the number one reason why I notice, like the biggest difference I notice between somebody who has money saved, whether it's 20,000, 50, 100,000 or millions, is their belief system. Broke people tend to have the belief that money is very, very hard to acquire. It's almost like this underlining feeling that I don't deserve money. Money's just not worth the sacrifice. And it's just a belief system. It really, really is. It's a belief system. The rich have the belief system, and the people who have money have the belief system that, money comes to me, that, if I do a certain thing, money's attracted to me. If I put systems and processes and build businesses, and if I do this, then I get that. Broke people just tend to have that mindset that, money is just very, very hard to acquire. And maybe that's not everybody who's broke. And, I don't have anything bad to say about somebody. Like, I'm not defining their character based on how much money they have in their bank. Not at all. But I'm more or less even just talking about myself when I was dead broke. I used to just have that mindset that I can never have $100,000. I can never, have $1 million in my bank. And I don't still, but I'm going to get there soon. But it was just that was the number one thing. It was the belief system. If you want to earn more money, you've got to start thinking on another level, right? Even if you don't have the money, or you don't have any evidence that you can build a profitable business, you don't have any evidence that you can turn your bank account from 0 to 20,000 in 6 months, you've got to start to believe it. It's called faith, right? And if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, it talks a lot about that. So the belief system is just really important. A lot of people who are broke have a really negative outlook on money. They're very skeptical. They think everything's a scam. They think everybody's trying to rip them off. They think that every business is, just out to just like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, I think you guys know what I'm saying. It's, if you've ever been broke before, you've probably had that mindset. So that's number 1 right there. Number 2, when I was broke, anytime I would make more money, so maybe like, for example, when I was delivering pizzas, there was this one house that I used to always deliver to, and it was like 3 minutes away from the pizzeria, but it was this one specific house. The guy worked for Travelers Insurance, and he was loaded apparently, or maybe he was just, I don't know, he just had a positive mindset about money. But every time this house would call and get a pizza, all the delivery drivers would like compete to get the ticket to drop it off, because this guy always left like a $30 or $40 tip. And the point I'm trying to make is anytime I would have like extra money come in my life, and 30 or 40 bucks, you might be thinking that's not much, but when you're delivering pizzas, that's like really, really good. I would just spend it, right? So like if I made a $30 or $40 or $50 tip, or 50 bucks extra in a day, I wouldn't invest it. I wouldn't, put it in the stock market, or I wouldn't put it in an index fund, or I wouldn't invest it in my eBay business. I didn't have one at the time, but I would never think about like investing it. It was like, okay, I made an extra 50 bucks. Let's go do something stupid. Let's go spend it, So that was just like the mindset right there. And I noticed people who are broke, anytime they make more money, they spend more money. They get a raise, they get a better apartment. They get an extra 50, 100 bucks, they go out drinking. And it's just like a vicious cycle. And again, I'm just kind of sharing my experience of how I used to be. And the people who get ahead in life with their finances, when they make more money, when they, maybe they're used to making 50,000 a year and then they go up to 70,000, they don't all of a sudden just upgrade everything, right? In terms of their car and their apartment and all these nice things and gifts and stuff. They invest it, they save it, they put it back in their business, they let it compound, they let it grow. It's a very, very slight difference, but it means all the difference in the world. The third reason you're broke, or the third reason why I was broke in the past, was I wouldn't plant seeds. I would be content with what I had. So I still remember, working at the Cracker Barrel, and even before that at Toys R Us and Namco, and I'd be putting in 20 hours a week or 30 or 40, and that was it. Like, I wasn't planting any seeds, and I wasn't like doing any side hustles. So I could have been going to garage sales or thrift stores, or I could have been washing cars, or like raking lawns, and like knocking on doors, and like doing all these crazy little side hustles. Just like literally a million things you can do. Like you could be taking surveys online. It's just insane. But I didn't have any side hustles. It was like I was working my job, my 20, 30, 40 hours a week. And when I was done, I was free. I got to have fun. I got to watch TV. I got to hang out with my friends. And if you want to get ahead in life, you've got to start planting seeds. Maybe you're selling on eBay right now and you're making $1,000, $2,000 a month. Plant that Amazon seed, plant that Merch by Amazon seed, plant that Kindle publishing seed, start up that YouTube channel. Maybe you want to start up a little side, window cleaning service. I don't know what it is, but you got to hustle and you got to start planting seeds, because over time, you're going to notice that certain seeds are going to grow and blossom and turn into these beautiful things. And with the internet nowadays, there's so many things that you can like do on the side a couple hours a week that could blossom into a beautiful revenue stream that's passive. So start planting seeds. That's definitely the number one thing right there. Well, it's the number 3 thing, but it's up there. And number 4, broke people tend to get in debt, and the debt tends to keep them in debt and broke. They only make a certain amount of money, and they leverage themselves out with a mortgage. They leverage themselves out with a really, really nice car. They buy things that they can't afford on their credit card, and 15, 18, 19% interest rate, just racking up, and you're stuck in that rat race. It's spending too much. It's buying things that you can't afford, and all those little things, they don't seem like much, but they add up and they keep you in the rat race. You want to stay out of debt. There's obviously good debt and bad debt, but when you're new and you're broke and you're trying to build your finances, a good rule of thumb is to stay out of debt and be frugal and keep your expenses as low as you possibly can. Invest in that business, invest in index funds, invest in various things to grow your net worth. But debt is a killer, right? If you don't listen to Dave Ramsey at all, definitely check out his YouTube channel and podcast. He talks a lot more about it and can definitely communicate it better than I can. But keep yourself out of debt. Keep your bills low so you can focus on growth instead of being stuck in the rat race. So many people, and I was this way as well. They have such high bills. I never really had the high bills, but I just wasn't making enough money. They have such high bills that they have to work the 40, 50 hours a week at the grocery store delivering pizzas. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's hard to get ahead when you're just maxing and leveraging yourself out as much as possible. So if you could keep your bills low, you could keep your stress down, you could start focusing on planting different seeds. You could start focusing on, creating a Vanguard account and starting to allocate $100 a month into your, into your mutual funds or index funds or anything like that. And I tell you, if you want to get out of that vicious cycle of always being broke, you can do it. I tell you, you can do it. And it wasn't long ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I had nothing. And I'm certainly not rich. Certainly don't have boatloads of money, but I think I'm doing pretty well with around $150,000 in assets, no debt at age 30. And I plan on hopefully having $1 million by 35. That's the goal right now. And just chugging away, just making it happen. But hopefully this serves as some inspiration, and hopefully the transparency motivated you and inspired you. And yeah, leave some comments below. I appreciate you guys, and see you in the next video. Bye.